Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling Forever. I'm your co-host, the toast of the Third Coast, Professor Degree. With me this week is a very special guest, Books and Bodyslams, who you might know from the Books and Becks podcast and maybe another podcast. I'm not sure. I always feel like you have more.
Yeah, I appear on this other one, like every once in a while, most weeks.
Oh, yeah. So she also mostly does Sit Down, Shut Up, and Mark Out alone. And it's a super good podcast, and you should subscribe to it. You should follow it. You should watch it every week. And today, well,
last week's episode was really funny because I was drunk. So highly recommend going to watch it.
And I think it's amazing that you managed to do a show all by yourself week after week. That's really challenging to do. Oh, hey, Blade. I didn't know you were here. How's it going? Blade's here today, too, guys.
It's fine, guys. I'm just sharpening my knife. Don't worry about it.
Do you want to borrow my fork?
No, I don't. Put your fucking fork away.
I have a fork, too. With me, as always, is my co-host, the protocol droid to my astromech, the Bert to my Ernie. I Blade Daily. Blade, how you doing today?
Everybody wants to be Ernie, man.
I don't want to be Bert. Well, Bert's okay, but...
What's wrong with Bert?
I mean, do you want to be C-3PO?
No.
Exactly. So...
Yeah, everybody wants to be Ernie. That just came to me.
Because Ernie's lovable and adorable and humorous, and...
We were talking recently about how WWE, had the Muppets as a guest or something at one point, and they missed an opportunity to have a Muppet...
be a part of history. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Kermit the Frog, with the leg trip.
Because can you imagine if every time you went back to watch it on the network or YouTube or wherever you're watching it, and it's like, yeah, it's Kermit is the reason that John Cena is a 9-time champ or whatever he is. Like,
yeah,
that
exactly.
would be fucking awesome. And I don't know why they didn't do that.
They wouldn't want to pay the rights fees, so they would it would be this blurry green thing, and then like
serious green hand.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, John Cena also lost to Britney Spears' ex-husband.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, I forget his
Kevin
name right
Federline.
now. I don't care.
Kevin Federline. Oh my God, as a Britney fan, I should have known that, but fuck Kevin Federline.
We blocked it all out. So,
slow to the draw.
Today is a very special episode that was supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, but some things got in the way. We're just a little bit shy of the 30th anniversary. We're a little late for the 30th anniversary of the formation of the New World Order. A few weeks ago, we covered what if Hogan hadn't joined the New World Order, and this is the follow-up episode in which we subject a fan who's never seen it before, and that is Books and Bodyslams, to watching old, sometimes good, sometimes bad pay-per-views. So we're going to get her opinion on this episode.
I will say this didn't feel like torture.
No, it wasn't that bad, was it?
Torture. Plus you had Scott Hall, New World Organization. Yes, I caught that. He said that twice. Twice.
Yeah.
Because he tripped himself up because he's calling the WWF the organization he used to come from. That's why he said it. So, because the first time he said it the right way.
He says New World Order first, and then he screws it up
then he says
at the end. He had been through a lot by that point, guys.
My only issue is that I actually kind of liked Hogan in this episode.
Yeah, he's good.
And I don't think I will forgive you guys for that one.
Well, here's the deal. And it's not a deal that I like to acknowledge all that much because fuck Hulk Hogan, right? But he was talented. And people will kind of talk about him like he was a hack, and he was in his way, but he knew how to get over, okay? And we'll talk about this at the end when this match happens, but seeing the crowd reaction to this is insane when you realize what the crowd reactions had been every time that guy came on screen leading up to this.
And people get
also
into
just
that.
the crowd reactions all night.
Yeah.
I at one point thought the crowd was muted because you could hear a pin drop.
It's like you heard, when the hand would hit 3, the crowd would pop, and that was the only time you heard them, like the whole night.
You guys let me watch Scott Hall.
I know. I was off work today, and I've been waiting all day. And do you know what it's like for me when I have something to do later in the afternoon and nothing to do all day? even though I had like 16 hours before I had to film this, it was torture. I couldn't do anything. I was bound to the couch.
You were tortured at the you were paralyzed.
Yeah.
A paralysis by analysis.
Yes.
It was terrible.
So let's get to it. Bash at the Beach 1996 is the third annual Bash at the Beach event, held July 7th, 1996 at the Ocean Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. Attendance was 8,300 people. Pay-per-view buy rate was 250,000. Is that good? I think that's probably good, right? For the time?
That's better than the pre-Hogan era.
Okay.
But not as good as the initial Hogan
And
era.
your commentary team for the night is Tony Schiavone, Dusty Rhodes, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and for one match, the Professor Mike Tenay. The show opens with a montage of the Outsiders running roughshod in WCW, wearing jean vests and polo shirts, thumbing their nose at authority, to the beat of a gentle song that sounds a lot like Crazy by Seal, but is distinct enough to avoid any legal entanglement. What the fuck was that? Like, why of all the
It was
songs?
a hostile takeover. It was a hostile takeover.
It's a very hostile takeover. It's not, you know.
That's also the music that the Outsiders actually enter to.
Just a very quiet, calm, gentle song by Seal. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, but I think you could have used maybe a more upbeat song. That's just me. I don't know.
So up to this point, the Outsiders, Scott Hall showed up in his Canadian tuxedo, as was mentioned by our friend Adam Scarnes in 1975 in the chat. Welcome, Adam. In full Razor Ramon mode with the terrible, horrible Cuban accent and all that stuff.
He still looked good, though.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And like, how the fuck did he get away with that? And how does he still, like, nobody says shit about that? I mean, maybe people do about the fucking Razor Ramon accent. Like,
well, I mean, it was pretty evident right at the beginning. And he's still doing it here.
Yeah.
Like tonight.
Right.
Like when they talk before the match, he's in full Razor Ramon mode. And then Vince sued the shit out of him.
Right.
And they dropped it.
No, I mean, like, how come people just like let him get away with that? Like, not legally. I just mean, like,
do you see him?
Well, fair enough, but still, like, like, I don't know. It's just amazing to me that it just, like, I worked with my buddy Raul. My buddy Raul is from Puerto Rico, and I'm like, does that ever bother you? And he's like, no, it doesn't matter. He's fine. I don't fucking give a shit. None of us care. My family doesn't care. Nobody cares. It's cool. I guess he just got away with it. I don't know.
We just lived in a different world back then. I mean, I doubt anybody even thought about it, really.
Well,
yeah, maybe
at that time, a lot of times, especially darker, like more olive skin tone Italians, got mistaken for
sure.
So,
and
he's definitely has some Italian blood in him with his look. So.
Adam adds that Mattel just put out a Bash at the Beach 96 nWo set with the Outsiders, Hogan, and a disparate amount of trash. It's
I don't want the Hogan, but I want that set.
And see, the thing is, the only thing I want in the set is the Hogan because I have the other shit. But
the trash is a really nice touch, though. That's really cool.
The trash was a really nice touch. Yeah. Blurry Lion says WCW's aversion to copyrighted music is genuinely cracking me up. But DDP had a really rough discount Nirvana theme. Yes. And they did get sued over that eventually. Dave Grohl heard it and was not pleased. And said WCW owed them money.
Fucking insane how they do. It's like every single song is, I mean, we'll get to it later with Public Enemy. Anyway, back to the show. There's a lot of energy backstage. Eric Bischoff has been taken out by the Outsiders. Everybody's wondering where Bischoff is. Nobody's heard from him for like a couple weeks or something.
Where was Bischoff?
Because he had been powerbombed through a table on Nitro by Kevin Nash. At Great American Bash.
Like Kevin Nash. Another reason to like Kevin Nash.
Well, but the important thing, though, is like this is way before Vince McMahon ever wrestled. This is way before anybody in that position ever took a bump. Like, it was mind-blowing that they did this at the time.
There's a couple points where Mean Gene is talking to security, and then later on when he's in the ring with them, and he says, like, if you touch me, I'll call my lawyer. And at first I was just kind of like, well, even though I lived through this, I wasn't thinking about it. And it's like you said, yeah, you didn't touch the authority people back then. You didn't touch announcers. If you did, it was an angle and it was a huge deal. But I can't recall any announcers getting attacked, or especially the owner of the company getting attacked before this. Like, the Outsiders fucking changed shit. It was a big deal.
It added this sense of legitimacy to them that this was something more than wrestling. This was something more than the Mickey Mouse shit that,
right,
you were used to seeing. And they did that masterfully throughout this entire show and in the entire build leading up to this match.
Uh-huh. And so, here's my big gripe with this show. I looked it up on Wikipedia. The pre-show, and in the past, I have been one of those people who's like, hey, if your favorites on the pre-show, it's cool because at least they're on the show. The pre-show for this fucking pay-per-view had Eddie Guerrero versus William Regal. It also had the Steiner Brothers versus Harlem Heat. And I was forced to watch Joe Gomez versus Steve Mongo McMichael, and I did not get to see either one of those fucking matches. Seriously?
That's so true. That's so true.
Like, I can think of at least 3 matches I would have cut from this pay-per-view.
There was also, like, a couple of matches that could have been cut in half.
Yeah.
Make room for something else.
A lot of them. Okay.
Yep. Blurry Line makes a great point. I think people in authority were taking bumps, but the other kind of bumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that what he meant? Thanks for the visual. I had no idea.
Yeah, I just thought it would be helpful to have a visual.
Yeah,
I've never
Books,
heard of
look,
what
you're
are you
visually
talking
inclined.
about?
I'm trying to help you, okay? All right.
First match. Psychosis versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Both of these dudes are wearing the outfits that they would be immortalized in the WCW versus nWo World Tour video game for the Nintendo 64. And I thought that was pretty cool. But let's go to our resident newcomer, relatively speaking. Books, what did you think about this match?
Well, I wrote, Rey Mysterio's entrance was very Sephiroth coded. If you listen to it, it kind of sounded like Sephiroth's theme in Final Fantasy
From
VII.
Final Fantasy?
Yes.
I believe you.
So that automatically made me love him even more. Have I mentioned how much I love Rey Mysterio yet?
No.
And I can't help but wonder if AEW was around sooner, what Rey's career would have looked like.
Yeah.
Isn't he on the first All Out or All In?
He's on the first All In, so that was before AEW existed.
Yeah. But I mean...
And I know that Tony made an effort to sign him, but that's why WWE brought him back in such a hurry.
Sure.
Yeah, because can you also imagine Dominic Mysterio in AEW? That's another, like... Oh, God,
like Dom and Hook on the same team or against each other.
Shitty Nepo Baby tag team.
Oh my God.
I wrote, I love Lucha Libre, so I automatically knew I was going to love this match. I love the respect from the commentators on respecting Lucha Libre. Like, explaining the histories of the mask and everything. I forgot that this was WCW because I was almost going to write, wow, it seems like the commentator team has really gotten, like, a little bit better. And then I realized this was not WWE, technically. So the shocked Pikachu face went away because these people actually respected wrestling.
Yeah, that was kind of Tenay's whole gimmick at the time.
Yeah, Mike Tenay was like, he knew to call it a Hurricane Rana instead of a Frankensteiner. Yeah,
but despite that you have Dusty Rhodes and Bobby Heenan, right, with like 700 years of combined wrestling knowledge, and Hurricane Rana, all these different moves. But then they'll do like an arm drag, and Dusty will be like, "Oh, Mike, tell me what that is, baby. I've never seen a move like that before." It's like, Dusty, it's a fucking arm drag. I know. Like you have seen a wrist lock at some point in your life, you know. But anyway, go on.
I got a giggle out of the Peg Bundy D hair comment. Quite the giggle.
Psychosis's wig.
Psychosis time. I really loved this. Like this is. Probably, I already knew that this was going to be like my second favorite match because I knew nothing was going to beat my first favorite match. But if that match was not on it, this would have been number one, which is now funny because that means Rey Mysterio has topped my list for every one of these ones that I've watched.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio is like probably a top 10 greatest all-time worker, period, like ever.
And when we watched these the first time 30 years ago, Rey topped it. And the same thing now. Like going back to rewatch them, Rey's just still fucking awesome. Like those matches hold up.
I had one other question. Who's this Bischoff person they keep talking about? Is this Bischoff? Is this the same person?
One and the same.
Okay.
One and the same.
It's before he adopted that gimmick.
I got very confused by who this Bischoff person was that they talked about at every chance they got. Every chance.
They were trying to sell. They were trying to, like, has anyone heard from Eric? Like, yeah, they're throughout the entire show.
But do you also have to remember this is before smartphones? We weren't texting each other back in 1996.
Right. There was no fucking,
I mean, if you
there was no Twitter.
Yeah,
there was no.
You would have to actually get a hold of Eric, who is apparently selling meat out of a truck, according to
Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
Eric Bischoff would still be selling meat out of a truck, brother.
Side tangent. How long after this did Bischoff actually join?
It wasn't until like November of the same year. Okay. Yeah. So this is in July, and by the end of the year, Bischoff's in the NWO. Yeah. Okay. So a few notes about this. Rey is teeny fucking tiny.
Yeah.
This is pre-roid Rey Mysterio Jr.
21 years old.
And yes, I can say that because he did get caught on a list of people who bought steroids. So it's well known. But
it's not speculation.
He's very skinny. He's 21. Him and Psychosis had been doing their match like all over Mexico. They had been in ECW earlier this year. So Heyman, of course, as usual, is the first guy to bring this stuff to the States. He also brought Eddie Guerrero to the States. He also, and then WCW signed them all away. But basically, I think Rey Mysterio's music doesn't fit him at all. It sounds like some weird Russian, like, I've always been like, why was that his music? Like, when Psychosis comes out, the music matches the look. You know what I mean? But with Rey, it's just like, what?
Because I think it's like they got hooked on Mysterious. And it's like kind of foreboding music or whatever, but it doesn't.
There you go. Like Sephiroth.
It does, but it doesn't. That is like he's like this little fucking guy, like
Yeah, no, that's almost certainly why. I always thought Psychosis had one of the coolest masks and coolest looks. It's like almost like Mexican Jushin Liger-esque kind of mask.
Yeah. He looks like. Do you remember the muscle toys? Those little plastic wrestler guys. The one guy was terrible and he had like little horns. Like that's what Psychosis always made me think of that guy.
Psychosis really dominated this match, honestly. Like more so than usual when they wrestled. Mike Tenay mentions that Mysterio's idol when he was a kid was Scott Steiner.
Right.
Psychosis here is 25, Rey's 21. They did a monkey flip into a post spot that you have to see it to understand what we mean. They did some crazy shit in this match. And it's shit that you see very commonly now. And I think you just have to give it up to these guys. These two influenced the industry with their rivalry so much that 30 years later, it doesn't stand out as much, but it's still on par with everything going on today. And that's saying something because these guys came up at a very different time.
Every time we go back and review one of these old pay-per-views, it's, to our point earlier, it's always the Rey match that you can look at and go, oh, you could put this on Dynamite and it would be fine. Yeah. You could put this on whatever.
It could have 100% been a Dynamite match or an AEW pay-per-view and fit right in.
Yeah.
Like, that's how, like, it was honestly, out of all of them, probably one of the best wrestling matches.
Yeah, it was good. Like, it was a super good match to open with.
And Psychosis is such a great base, he's just perfect for
Rey.
Rey.
The biggest of the luchadors. Like he's always like a head taller than everybody else,
Yeah.
I will say, when I'm watching, I usually check reviews too, just to, because sometimes I think I'm a little harsh. So I go, this got the highest rated.
I believe that.
Everyone. Like I think it was like 4.5 stars and everything
everything
else was under that.
There's also a spot where Psychosis hits a flying senton on Ray, who is laying down to the outside.
Yeah.
You know, so recently at that match with Bandito and Kyle Fletcher at Redemption, Bandito hit a frog splash to the outside on Kyle Fletcher. But that looked like nothing compared to this, because that was a terrifying looking
and
spot.
there wasn't a lot of room between the ring and the crowd there. So,
No.
my knees just hurt when I watch things like that.
Yeah. But Ray basically reverses an avalanche razor's edge into a hurricane rana from the tippy top, gets the pin.
And the crowd pops.
Big time.
Yeah, the
How
crowd
could
was
you
into this
not?
one.
That
They
was
got a
so
standing ovation. They were like on their feet. They were
Yeah.
like, woo.
Because, I mean, it was like the first time you ever
Was
saw
so
shit
good.
like that. Yeah, you know?
Well, the rule in the 90s, what people would say a lot of times was that in WCW, the undercard is the reason you buy the show. So you buy the show, you get a ton of good matches, and then the main event will stink, kind of.
Yeah.
And in WWE, it's the exact opposite. Like the entire card leading up to the main event means almost nothing.
Yeah.
And then the main event is always a really big deal and really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that was kind of, they were the opposite of each other.
And that
in a lot of ways.
that holds up. Like going back to watch these old pay-per-views, that's definitely true.
Yeah. Blurry Line pointing out Ray's theme is like pantomime villain, Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I can see that. The senton looked genuinely like someone could have died. Yes. That's absolutely true. And then probably one of Ray's most iconic spots, the Splash Mountain counter. He repeated, and every high flyer repeated it after. Yep.
And speaking of the Splash Mountain counter, then we go backstage with Mean Gene, who is interviewing Conan. And Mean Gene does the same thing where he asks Conan to explain it. And Conan, with absolutely no emotion in his voice whatsoever, says, "It was a Splash Mountain countered into a Hurricane Rana." Like with no fucking emotion at all. Anyway, that was a stupid interview. Next match, Big Bubba versus John.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, well,
hold
I
on.
don't want to talk about Conan
Because he's
anymore.
wrestling Ric Flair later in the show, who is
Ric Flair anymore.
accompanied by Liz and
But they
woman.
weren't on yet.
And Conan says, I will gladly slap any woman at ringside.
Oh, I guess I caught that.
The babyface Conan says
Thank you
that.
for pointing that out, Blade. I missed that.
Yeah.
And I think you've killed Books.
Yeah.
Talk about my least favorite match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, though, that is my very favorite incarnation of the U.S. title. I love it. Looks like the old Intercontinental belt, but it's got the
it's great.
the eagle and then like the little flag in the wings. I think that's a fucking cool belt. Anyway, all right, onward to Big Bubba, who is with Jimmy Hart versus John Tenta. This is a very special sock full of silver dollars on a pole match.
Carson City,
featuring two of the worst creator wrestler characters I've ever seen in a video game in my life. Books, we're throwing it to you.
Okay. I first rate the coin nerd in me loves this because if you don't know, I used to work for a company where we did a lot of coin stuff and I became a coin nerd and I loved the story of the Carson City ones. A sock loaded with Carson City silver dollars. This could be cool. Okay, never mind. I hate this. It's slow, boring, and way too long. Why is this so dull? Even the crowd hates this. This was bad pacing from the fun mucha to this. Yikes.
I think you're right. I think that was like a terrible mistake to put this match right after Ray versus Psychosis. But the minute the match starts, you can already tell the pole is way too long for these guys to climb.
No way they were getting it.
There is no effing way that either of those motherfuckers were going to climb that pole. I mean, maybe that's the point of a pole match. I don't know, but there was no way.
God, this match could have been 5 minutes. For some reason, I want to say it was like 15 minutes, and it felt way too long.
Yeah,
it's like 10 minutes probably.
And all they're doing is knocking each other down to try to like.
Get the sock
and they don't climb it. They just go over there and stand and look at it like, well,
they go over there and go, I don't think I can climb this.
Yeah, so it's
and then they go back to beating each other up.
It's hard to call it a match.
Adam says, my boy John Tenta, and I agree. I love John Tenta. Big Earthquake fan. and big Boss Man fan. Like, I love Boss Man. This match took months off my life, and I genuinely do like Boss Man and Tenta.
That's the thing. Like, Boss Man, he was having good matches after this. It's not like he's past his prime. And Tenta looks to be in the best shape of his career. Like, I'm not super familiar.
Thinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm not super familiar with this era of his career, but like, he seems like he's agile and he can move. It's just a really pointless and stupid match, you know?
John Tenta he has a reputation as being one of the coolest guys in the business, like genuinely nice men. And he tried so hard to make anything you gave him work. So he comes over from WCW as he was Earthquake there. He comes over, they rename him Avalanche. Vince sues them and goes, you can't call him Avalanche. So then they change his gimmick to the Shark. And he's doing this thing like his hand is a fin. And he had a tiger tattoo on his shoulder that he had changed to a shark to literally like show how invested in being the shark he was. And then there was a moment where he shaved half his head and half his beard.
It's before this match.
And started going by John Tenta, and he looks that way during this match. Yeah. It's very weird. Neither of these guys can climb the fucking pole. They're just beating each other up.
They barely even got ready. John Tenta's wearing black trunks, and the Big Boss Man is just wearing a T-shirt. And I mean, this was the T-shirt era of wrestling, but still, it's like, dude, like that. It's like a faded old shirt that says "Big Bubba No Trouble" on the back. No trouble, I guess. But it's like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know.
In case you're wondering, this got a 1 star.
Yeah. No, it was definitely 1 star is kind, honestly. The MVP of this match, we can skip to the end. So the MVP of this match, a man who is probably in his 50s at this time.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Hart is old.
And he's an agile motherfucker.
This motherfucker climbs the pole himself in his 50s, probably 110 pounds of him, right?
He's fast.
Climbs this shit and gets the sock for Bubba. Throws it down to him, but Bubba catches it, gets immediately kicked, drops it. Tenta picks it up, knocks him out, and wins the Carson City Silver Dollar on a pole match.
And that was the only part of the match I liked, was when Jimmy Hart like got down and then turned around and Tenta's waiting. Like, that was kind of funny. And that was it. That was all I liked about it. And then I thought, I'm like, then he spilled all the money on Big Bubba. And I'm like, dude, there's like gotta be like 20, 30, $40.
Something that bothered me. Oh, no. Those coins are worth more than that.
Right. Well, now that what you're telling me.
Because they're pure silver. They're pure silver. And those were considered lost.
See? Oh, wow. So you just dumped them all over the Boss Man? That's why he bought all that.
Like I said, the coin nerd hated me. I was like, that is like, those are like.
That's how he could afford that flak jacket later on. He used those silver dollars.
Fuck You Mama 2 times brings up that John Tenta was a former sumo wrestler who reached all the way to Rikishi status and wasn't afraid to get in a shoot fight with a dirtbag, especially one maybe named Koji Katao in Japan, who tried to shoot on John Tenta like a fucking moron and got humiliated and then ran off and screamed wrestling was fake. He's dead now.
Depending, one of them can go as much as $100,000.
Jesus Christ!
You could have bought like $1 million in it.
It's only one. It's called The King, and it's from 1889.
Oh my god!
But the CC is a
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Blurry Line points out, and I was going to, Jimmy's selling his ass off, like pre-celebrating before he realizes that Tenta got the pouch.
That's good.
Jimmy was just really good at this shit.
It's good, baby.
Like hey baby, hey baby, take the coins, baby, hit him in the face, baby, knock him on his big fat butt, baby. No, I'm not carrying any Hulk Hogan's weed right now, baby.
That's why he's got the fanny pack.
The 2 coins on the eyes did pop me ever so slightly. That was cool when Tenta put him on Bubba. And Bubba, you can tell these guys were just having some fun. Yeah. Like I don't think they had a bad time. It was just a really bad match.
No, just the crowd did.
was bad for us.
The crowd. They were the only ones who suffered. Yeah.
So, you guys want to move on to the next match, or was there?
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about Conan some more, Blade?
I'm just waiting to see who he slaps.
Well, the next match features one of your all-time very favorite wrestlers, in the form of one Hacksaw Jim Duggan taking on.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. We're skipping.
Wait, did we?
I have some notes.
Oh.
Everyone's doing a great
Conan?
job of building tension about the third man.
Oh, yeah.
After this match.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's an interview with Sting, Savage, and Luger with Mean Gene. Everyone has makeup. It's dumb, but it also kind of rules.
It is cool.
Randy Savage rules ass so hard. Okay. He is dressed entirely inappropriately for this moment. Okay. Sting is in black. Luger's in black. Savage looks like he's going to be on Teletubbies or something. He's in fucking pink and yellow.
And his makeup is purple and doesn't even match what he's wearing.
It doesn't even match.
It doesn't match.
Yeah, it doesn't even match.
I have a lot of writing down. Oh, who is this third man? Because obviously I'm watching knowing who it is. But I will say the storytelling that they were doing to build for this match, I got to give them a round of applause.
It was fantastic.
They did a very good job.
And Luger starts cutting a promo, and he starts doing this thing that he always does when he's like trying to focus, I think is what he's doing. And he cuts the most rambling bullshit promo I've ever heard, to the point where Sting just slaps him on the back. Like, it looks like he's going, "That's right, buddy." But I think he's saying like,
wrap it up.
Let Randy take this over, bud.
Because Randy, like, he kind of he responds to something that Luger says. I can't remember what it is. He's like, "Oh, that's really great," and then he just goes back off again.
Yep. And Sting, Surfer Sting is just like, "Woo, baby, yeah, let's do this," and Savage is like, "Oh yeah, there's something going on tonight. Somebody's gonna fucking die."
Cool.
I mean, like.
What? But
Savage,
did you have to mimic this? Did you have to mimic the vocal fry? We get it.
I did. Funky Mama 2 Times has a great idea. I need a movie or a show of Jimmy Hart, and I need Blade to portray him. Hey, baby.
Yeah, but you have to go to the Tanner for like 7 years nonstop. Like,
I also have to
24
lose
hours a
like
day
75 pounds, like, to play Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, he's little.
Well, but yeah, Punk and Darby doing.
I was trying to put the same thing up again.
Punk and Darby doing the homage later on was cool when they teamed with Sting. That was awesome.
He had the fists on his makeup.
Flurry Light says the makeup stain Punk left on the mat was the better of the stains he left lately. There is some speculation he shit himself during the SummerSlam main event yesterday.
Yeah. When he had that makeup on, it looked like fondant. Like the fondant frosting that you get on cakes that like is decorative. When CM Punk had it, I don't know. That's all. It just every time
I don't remember this at all.
About CM Punk and Darby, and then that always makes me think of fondant because that's what it looked like to me.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking?
I don't remember this at all, but yeah, now that I see it, that's
and especially now, it's like. Back in the day when people would team with Sting, it was cool and they'd paint their faces. But it's cooler now because there's like this lifetime of legacy. So,
well, and Copeland got to do it once.
Yes.
Cope and Darby and Sting.
Yeah. So this match is a taped fist match. According to Dusty Rhodes, Jim Duggan is the master of the taped fist. I don't know if I believe that or not. And it's also a Lord of the Ring match because DDP had a Battle Bowl ring, maybe? Is that but they were fighting over? Yes.
They had. So DDP had won the Battle Bowl.
Right.
So what happened was DDP had won the Battle Bowl and Jim Duggan was the last other guy in the ring. Okay. Right. And then they had to have a match to determine who is the true Lord of the Ring.
Okay.
And then you get a ring.
So it's like the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
It's like the Dynamite Diamond Ring, except dumb. Like really dumb. Like looked like
the Lord of the Rings
nonsensical bullshit.
Nerd in me hates this.
So, DDP is not at all a star yet. This is actually the very beginning of him being booked with any seriousness whatsoever. But I will say, he does a lot of cool shit in this match.
I'm curious, do either of you know where Diamond Dallas Page hails from?
I think he's from Florida.
I thought it was Las Vegas. I'm curious because the crowd immediately starts chanting USA, USA, despite both men being from America. The United States of America.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Duggan does it at the end too.
Yeah. He's a fuck it.
USA! USA! I mean, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing, you blob of moronity? Like, I fucking can't stand Jim Duggan. Like, fuck this guy. Like, stick the fucking 2x4 up your big fat fucking ass.
So I shouldn't feel bad that I missed this match.
No,
not at all.
No. He taped. So Duggan, like, he gets his legs on the outside of the ring post, and then DDP tapes his legs together, and then he just tape. You know how tape is sticky and it sticks to things.
Is tape sticky?
Tape. It's sticky. Yeah, it's sticky. DDP slides the gloves
something new every day
off of Duggan's arms like he's just got socks on his arms or something. Like it slides right off like he's wearing gloves. It does not stick to him at all. Like, what the fuck? So that's not even tape, first of all.
Yeah, Duggan didn't have tape on.
And then here's the other thing. People say, like, people will watch some modern wrestling or some different forms of wrestlers, and they'll say, you know, they're just doing spots. They're just a bunch of spot monkeys. They're just, you know, spot. And the match doesn't tell a story. That's kind of how I looked at this. It's like they're doing these moves. This is how you do a body slam. This is how you lock up. This is how you throw a guy into the ropes. But it's not really a match at any point. It's just kind of stumbling around the ring until it's finally over.
Yeah.
And that's what I got.
Something I actually commented on later on is that there's only one match where I got the story. And I don't watch, right? So, like, the fact that only one match made it clear what the story was, was kind of crazy. Like, I don't ever want to hear that AEW is just spots and doesn't tell stories, because I don't know. I think you should be able to pick up what a story is.
I had no
pay-per-view.
And even like bell to bell, just like there's a few that are a little better. But
there's no video packages for anything.
The only story is the hostile takeover. That's all I could literally tell you is what was happening.
But I mean, even
that
just like,
was kind of the story of the show, was like, it's really about that match.
But I mean, even just within the context of bell to bell, like, it just kind of seems like these guys, and then the previous match, they're just kind of stumbling around. Like, they don't really know why they're there or what they're doing.
There's a ton of terrible refereeing on this show that we'll get into later as we go. Terrible refereeing. But yes, DDP at one point takes the tape off Jim Duggan's hands and ties his legs together around the ring post that Duggan immediately gets out of. Like, doesn't even sell it at all.
He hacksaw it up, man.
And Duggan's just stomping around the ring like a fucking Neanderthal moron. Okay, all this stuff. DDP like does interesting shit. Like when Duggan's coming into the ring, DDP drop kicks the rope while his leg is over it, and it hits him in the balls, and then he hits him with a diamond cutter and pins him. He does a lot. DDP does a lot of clever shit, but because it was done to Jim Duggan, who doesn't seem to properly understand the profession in which he works, it really gets lost because Duggan just doesn't sell any of it properly. But DDP, you can see the potential in the guy here as a heel, actually.
He's a student of the game, for sure.
By the end of this match, Jim Duggan has no tape on either hand at all. And so what happens is DDP gets declared the winner and the master of the ring. Duggan gets some tape thrown to him. He tapes up his fist real fast, and then he punches DDP and knocks him out after the match and goes, USA! USA! The crowd starts chanting USA like a bunch of fucking morons. I mean, the thing about wrestling at the time was people would be like, wrestling's so stupid. And I'd be like, I know. It really, 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 really is. It's so stupid. But it's less stupid now than it was then.
Yeah. And we would be like, this is right around the time period where it was no longer like you could start to tell people you were a wrestling fan again in public because wrestling was getting cool again.
It was because of what happens
tonight,
in this main event.
Yeah, in this main event.
Yeah.
Do we want to look at any comments here?
Yeah, Blurry Line points out that Duggan's a perspiring man.
Maybe that's why the tape just slid off of his arm. Like it was like taking off a pair of pants or something. Like it just dropped right off. You know, like
when I see him in his gear, I'm just like, that man stinks. I just know he does.
Yeah.
You just know there is sweat emanating from his butt crack, and it smells like fuck your mama 2 times. DDP is from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Oh, that's not in the USA, apparently.
Adam says DDP is from Jersey, and I believe both are correct. I believe he spent time in both places.
And neither of those places are in the United States of America.
Apparently not.
Have you been to Jersey?
No, I've never.
I'm just kidding.
There's places in Jersey the United States would proudly disavow.
I love New Jersey.
Yeah.
I love New Jersey. I love it better than Long Island.
Blurry Line Duggan does not sell the stipulation one bit. DDP is trying his hardest. By the way, DDP's fists are taped. Mm-hmm. He's punching Duggan, who's no selling it. Mm-hmm. It's great. Yeah. It's really, really good work.
Why are your hands taped? I mean, but like to your point though, you can see like, oh yeah, that's why you guys like DDP put the fucking work in, man. Like, you know?
he was really trying to build something for himself. Yeah. Blurry Line says, like, genuinely a blow-up doll with a U.S. flag printed on it would have been a more serviceable opponent. It's hard to disagree.
Oh, shit. Do you guys want to move on to the next match, or do we want to keep talking shit about Jim Duggan?
I mean, there's plenty of time for that. We can just do it throughout the show.
I have shit to talk about the next match. So.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. So...
Mean Gene does an interview with the Giant and Kevin Sullivan.
The Giant does a fucking horrible fucking Batman. Like you could tell he's young, like trying to do this. This is okay. So this is a transitional period for a lot of wrestling. Sting's growing his hair out. He's not quite Surfer Sting, but he's not quite Crow Sting. He's
not blonde anymore.
It's trying to get tougher, but it's still trying to be corny. And bad guys used to talk like this back in those days. And like maybe they kind of do, but the Giant's just trying to figure out, and it doesn't work. Then we go to Lee Marshall, who's interviewing Arn Anderson, who is wearing Ted Bundy glasses. Chris Benoit, also absolutely fucking horrible promo. Equally as bad.
Chris's promo is fucking terrible.
God awful. It's like a cartoon villain. Yeah.
And Arn Anderson, by the way, is wearing the glasses with like a polo shirt.
Right.
And then his tights. Yeah. And it's like, dude, what the fuck is happening here?
Thankfully, they were not white tights, because then he would have totally just been in his underwear, basically.
Like, what the hell is going on right now? I actually thought the Giant, for what it's worth, for a guy as green as he truly was, who had almost not worked the indies at all, he can talk better than a lot of people can now.
That's true.
And that's fair. That's honestly, fair. It's a halfway decent promo. But the point of the whole match was that Arn Anderson said publicly, we're going to isolate Sullivan from the Giant, and that's how we're going to win.
Right.
But yes, Adam Scarn says classic Arn.
Yeah,
it's like shirt cocking Arn Anderson.
Yeah, totally.
Like he's wearing a polo, like a light seafoam colored polo shirt with black trunks and then aviator sunglasses. It's weird as fucking kind of rad at the same time. It looks like your grandpa cutting a promo.
It's exactly what it is. So, and Arn's always good on the fucking mic. The next match is another match that I had no interest in watching. Public Enemy versus the Nasty Boys in a 4-way dog collar match. Public Enemy comes out to music that is similar to, but legally distinct from Here Comes the Hot Stepper, because they couldn't quite use it.
ECW did, but
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, it's like they just took one of the nas out for the na 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 na. It's like we removed one na.
Did you see the crowd reaction to them though?
Not
massive.
Really. Oh,
everybody's doing the dance.
It's a catchy song.
Like they had a very natural crowd connection.
I could see that
from the very beginning in WCW.
And
I'm a Public Enemy defender.
Correct.
This is after ECW.
Okay.
Before they went to WWF.
Okay.
So I have a note on that.
Yeah, they'd been in ECW.
As soon as I can get Blade to shut the fuck up.
Well, good luck.
Books.
I have a whole page of notes. I already hate this. They certainly are nasty. Where's the dog collar? Oh, wait, there it is. I realized because AEW has spoiled us, some of these match gimmicks just suck, which I'm sorry, once you've seen AEW dog collar match, everything else just sucks, because this was literally thrown up dog food given to us.
I can see Blade's gears are turning. He's like, you need to watch Piper versus fucking Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Oh, we'll find more. We'll find more.
Is Scott Hall on that show?
How are we supposed to see anything with that stupid split screen?
Thank you.
Like, what the fuck was the point of that? So the resolution was already bad. Now it's even tiny, and now I can't see shit. I'm just like, I tuned out.
Larry Line said that exact same thing in the chat.
Because I died, but you can see here.
Every time they went to the split screen, it meant that the picture was smaller and I had to watch less of the match. So I was actually thankful for that split screen.
I was actually intrigued because I like dog collars. Mm-hmm. So I was initially like, okay, maybe I'll like this. And then I wrote, so apparently Public Enemy was on EWC. So this kind of makes sense. Like they're trying to capitalize on the rise of ECW's popularity, but this is still dull. Mm-hmm. Probably because I can't see anything because of the split screen.
It doesn't help.
So this is a bunch
Tony Schiavone made the same sand joke at Beach Bash this year. I was like, what the fuck? You're repeating jokes, Tony?
That's called long-term storytelling, okay?
Books, you have more notes?
I said I'm kind of entertained, but I don't know because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, that was
That's
weird.
That's probably why I was entertained, because I couldn't see anything.
This era of anything hardcore, anything that's beyond a normal standard match is generally just, I don't care for any of it. It's like
was this supposed to be hardcore?
Well, I mean,
this was supposed to be hardcore?
I'm throwing it under the umbrella of
hardcore,
for sure. Lack of, you know what I mean? But like hardcore matches from this era, both companies had a hardcore title, and they're never, there's not a single one that I can stand. I go back and watch them now. I still don't think they're good. Books, you're totally right. We are spoiled by modern, and I'm not saying that all hardcore matches were bad or that, you know, whatever. But we are spoiled in the modern day because, I mean, I remember even in ECW, I remember the first fabled, Ortiz and Santana versus Best Friends in that parking lot brawl. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, well, I'm not going to watch this because hardcore matches are always bad. And it wasn't.
It ruled.
It fucking ruled, because most of the time it's just two people walking around hitting each other, and they don't seem, well, in the 90s, they don't seem to even know like what they're trying to do. And somewhere along
there's
the
no
way,
plan.
No, but then like
there's no plan at all.
I have recently watched when Swerve was in Lucha Underground, and he did a hardcore match with somebody, and I can't remember who it was now. And you could actually see that the dude,
it's AR Fox, right?
That's what it is. You're absolutely right. And if you guys haven't watched that, you should totally fucking watch it because it's awesome.
Oh, it's fucking
and
fantastic.
You can actually tell what happens when people plan a hardcore match and put thought into it rather than just, I'm going to hit you with a trash can lid. Anyway, fuck this match. I have nothing.
Is a trash can lid supposed to be hardcore?
Yeah, like a
because
rubber.
Like by today's standards,
it's tame by today's
hardcore.
Standards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we live in the Darby Allin era.
Yeah,
so
that's
but
different.
like that
very
makes
different.
me wonder what was happening on ECW now.
We should cover.
Well,
ECW
it was being
pay-per-view.
innovated down there for sure. I mean, this was the tamer version of the ECW match, basically. All right, so I have extensive notes.
Oh God!
So Public Enemy comes out. Everybody's doing the no. You know, they're doing that thing. Public Enemy are the heels, though. Apparently,
I was wondering.
Oh yeah, that was not clear. Who was bad? Who was good? Again,
and I'm with my guy Adam. I'm with my guy Adam in the chat here. I was a Nasty Boys fan back in the day. Okay, I was a Public Enemy fan as well, and I just watched all of 1994 ECW. Public Enemy is like literally the main characters in the company for a year. Like every major story revolves around them, even more than Shane Douglas. Like it's Public Enemy are the resident shitheads of ECW. And so it was cool to see them a year later already in WCW, or 2 years later, making real money, right? And then this is a match of big fat slobs just punching each other a bunch and sweating all over the place. The Nasty Boys are the baby faces. They look like they smell like shit.
Dude, Pity
they walk
City.
out, they're slapping hands with people. I'm like, this is the Nasty Boys. Who would even want to shake their hands? And like Brian Knobs looks like, I don't know, he looks like if an elbow was a face. Like, he's just a weird looking guy. And Rocco Rock and Jerry Sags are chained together, and Johnny Grunge and Brian Knobbs are chained together. Public Enemy got a way bigger pop than the Nasty Boys. They go to the outside immediately. They move to double camera shots. Takes like 25 seconds for a garbage can to be introduced. Brawling on the set, which I thought was fun. You got to do that every time you have a beach set.
Always the best, yeah.
Yeah. Rocco Rock does a senton out of the lifeguard chair, which I thought was kind of fun. And that was good. And then there's just lots and lots of brawling.
But he did a senton that was kind of like doing a somersault, and it was also kind of like he just fell out of the lifeguard chair.
Yeah, absolutely. Brian Knobbs beats Johnny Grunge with an inflatable shark. Dusty, Tony, and the Brain are apoplectic. They're like, should we sell this? What should we do? There's some weak-ass surfboard shots from Jerry Sags on Rocco Rock. Just a dumb, sloppy spectacle. Rocco Rock does a senton off the lifeguard chair onto Sags. Sags pile drives Rocco onto the concrete, which is like, okay, is this the end of the match? No, Rocco Rock gets right back up and puts Sags through a table immediately afterwards. Sags yanks Rocco off the top turnbuckle with a chain, and Rocco front flips onto a table, which he bounces off of like a fucking ping pong ball. And the table does not break at all under the giant ass of Rocco Rock.
Dude, and the announcers. Was that the table that snapped, or was that his spine? It was neither, Tony.
Jerry Sags tries to axe handle Rocco through the table, and it still won't break. But inevitably, the Nasty Boys finally win by kind of cheating, but there's no cheating. Cheating is legal in this match. Public Enemy attacked them after the match. It was dumb. It was fun. In my opinion, it was fun. We go to an interview.
Hold on. Then they showed a replay of the table not breaking. I just want to point that out as well.
That's right. That's
hot
right.
Action.
It was really, really hot action. We go back to Mean Gene. He's basically between every match. And he's surrounded by security because Eric Bischoff has been powerbombed through a table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Goldberg's security team.
He says if either outsider touches him, he would file a lawsuit. He says he can't get the outsiders to talk to him about who the third man is. The match is being called the Hostile Takeover match, which honestly is cool. Gene says we are watching history, and for once, it's actually true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's cut to the next great spectacle, which is Disco Inferno versus Dean Malenko.
So, okay, here's my thoughts real quick. Dean Malenko was totally one of my favorite guys back then. I loved Dean Malenko. I still love watching his matches. And Disco Inferno fucking sucked then. He sucks now. The gimmick was outdated before it even hit television.
By the way, he just made a comment about calling Hangman fake, inclusive, and boring. So, fuck Disco Inferno even more.
He's a fake fucking disco guy. He doesn't even, here's what he has. He has a disco ball, and his name is Disco Inferno. And nothing else about him there's no cocaine jokes. There's like not really any dancing.
He can't
There's
even
like
dance.
No, he doesn't even fucking try to do the gimmick that he's doing that would have been funny if they had done it in 1986 instead of 1996.
However,
Blade is going to disagree with me.
We still have Ready to Rumble and the famous Mike Tenay call. Oh my God, it's Bill Goldberg, Booker T, and Disco Inferno.
That's worth
that's supposed to mean something. Glenn Gilberti as a human being sucks in every conceivable way. Like, he sucks. He sucks and he sucks. But when Blair Line says Disco Stu has more depth as a character. well said, sir. But when Disco Inferno was not pushed as any kind of contender for anything, and he was just a moron who got his ass beat, he was actually very entertaining. He was entertaining as a dumbass who got it beat up all the time.
Yeah, I could see. And like in this match, they're trying to build him as like this underdog, and like he's because Dean Malenko is 100% offense from Malenko until he finally starts making a comeback, but he's just not a sympathetic underdog to me. And the match went way longer than it should. But let's throw it to our relatively newer wrestling fan, Books and Bodyslams. What did you think about this atrocity?
I wrote, oh, look, it's Harley's BFF Dean, because that's how I know Dean Malenko from current.
You had never seen a Dean Malenko match before this, right?
I'd never seen a Dean Malenko match until this. I wrote, Disco's entrance is cheesy and not in a good way.
Disco fever.
Yeah, no.
And
it's not
at one
funky.
point, the commentary said he can dance, and I said, really? Because I don't want to see him dance.
No.
And then I said, I think the crowd may agree, because I can't tell if the crowd is making noises or they're muted. Not a good thing. And then I wrote, I love a technical match. The crowd being silent really is ruining this, but I thought it was a decent match from Malenko's side. And then I said, I've made my current who Dean Malenko reminds me of, and that's Zack Sabre Jr. I saw a lot of Zack Sabre Jr. in the way Dean Malenko moved.
Big time.
This is Dean in his absolute.
Obviously, they're both technical wrestlers, so it makes sense, but you can see Zack takes a lot from Dean.
Well, and Dean really didn't promo very much, and he got over. Like he ended up being a U.S. champ. He's really, really good.
Number one in the PWI 500 in, was it 1990? I think
96. It was this year.
Is it? Oh, is it that year? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it wouldn't have been 90, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. 90. Yeah. 6 years before this. So basically, Dean looks like he wants to murder Disco Inferno before the match starts. Starts, and then he begins to murder Disco Inferno. Utterly dominates him. But Disco kicks out of a lot of stuff. Dean keeps putting him in submissions. Disco won't give up and keeps kicking out. One thing that really annoyed me was Dean hit a gorgeous sheer drop brainbuster on Disco, and they let him kick out. I'm like, that brainbuster murdered this man. Like, nobody kicks out of that, especially not this schmuck. Okay. As it turns out, he's not even the biggest schmuck on this show, which is saying something. But Disco finally starts unloading some fists in the corner. Crowd is getting behind him a little bit. And that's the story of this match is like, can Disco Inferno actually test Dean Malenko? Because at first it looks like a squash. Then it looks like, okay, Disco's going to kick out of a bunch of stuff, but he still sucks. Then Disco comes pretty close to pinning Dean several times. And Malenko keeps kicking out. Disco does hit a skull-crushing finale, I noticed, that Malenko kicked out of. Disco comes back with a headbutt to the gut and punches and elbows. He hits his neck breaker, which is basically the Rude Awakening. Malenko kicks out. Disco can't stop celebrating before the match is over and keeps blowing his opportunities. And as Blurry Line says, it's treated like masterful in-ring storytelling when it's really just dumb.
Well, it's a good idea. I mean, on paper, that's a great story. It just wasn't that good of a match, I would have liked to have tried to get behind it.
And finally, Dean just has enough of this shit, and he chicken wing power bombs Disco, and then immediately puts him in a Texas cloverleaf, and Disco submits.
Yep. So here's a little story from my past. When at this time of the year or this time of my life, I was playing a lot of WCW versus nWo on the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
and Dean Malenko was everybody's favorite. And I don't even know what this song is, but every time my friend Bill would put me in a Texas Cloverleaf, he would sing, and I can sing all them songs about Texas. I have no fucking clue what that is. I only know that. So every time I see Dean Malenko do a Texas Cloverleaf in my head, I just hear Bill singing, I can sing all them songs. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Shit. You guys want to move on? Or do we have anything in the comments?
I played that game so if I went to a friend's house that had it,
that's all you did.
I would be like just so into the game that like they'd start doing other shit and I'd still be there playing it.
Well, I've filled 3 loose leaf notebooks with title histories from that game.
I know.
That's an episode for the future. Who wants to move on?
Let's do it.
Next match. I don't know if there was like a big storyline behind this. I don't even know who this guy was, but the next match is Joe Gomez versus Steve McMichael. Joe Gomez maybe played guitar for Mr. Big, or maybe he was just a smaller version of Steve McMichael. I don't even know what this match was. Books, what do you got?
So again, I read reviews going like as I watched these, and this one started off with, "This won't be a good match." So I wrote "wonderful." It was like great.
Who the fuck is Joe Gomez?
So that's in my notes. Actually, it says Joe Gomez. Who the fuck versus Mongo?
Well,
yeah.
I said, this is a very long, bad match. This is way too long. Sometimes I tune out because I've never heard of them. So I assume they're a wrestling one-hit wonder.
He made
Joe Gomez.
No one knows who else Joe Gomez is.
Joe Gomez is the no-hit wonder.
He doesn't even have a nickname.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh God, that tombstone, that head looked way too close to the ground. That was bad. This is bad.
This is Mongo's third televised match.
It shows.
Why would you put him in a singles match on pay-per-view?
Right?
Why would you let him do a tombstone?
Yeah, it's a very dangerous move.
Was not at all skilled enough to do a tombstone.
No.
Because I felt that in my neck. I was like, was there concussion protocols after this? Because there's no way that guy
hell no.
did not have a concussion.
No, you
would have gotten suspended for calling off a match with a concussion.
Exactly.
At the time,
showed up for work without a concussion, you were sent home to get one before you came back.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
So the story that they say at the beginning of this match is that Gomez is a huge Bears fan who wants revenge on Mongo because he had just turned on Kevin Green. So the way Mongo gets into this story is Mongo was he was on the Chicago Bears team that won the Super Bowl. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was a very famous football player, but he loved wrestling. And so they gave him a commentary position on Nitro when it first started. And him and his little Chihuahua Pepe would always wear matching outfits. It was very weird, but also kind of funny. And Mongo was oddly enduring, even though he was kind of dumb. But then really Mongo got into like a verbal altercation with Ric Flair. And it was Arn Anderson and Ric Flair were going to wrestle Mongo and a partner of his choosing. So he picked another person who had been on the Bears, which was Kevin Green. Then during the match, Mongo turned on Kevin Green and he got pinned and Mongo joined the Four Horsemen. And this is the match basically after that happened. And so Mongo does a good job of acting like a heel and a chicken shit a few times in the match. I was impressed by his instincts, at least. But yeah,
every move he does bring that up. They talk about how he's such a great athlete. It was very easy for him to transition into professional wrestling. And I'm like, was it though?
Are you watching this, guys?
But I will say, I hated Mongo back then. But going back and watching him now, that dude's got a lot of heart. You can tell he did love it. He never really stuck with, or it didn't gel with him, I don't think. But
he did it until he got bored of it. Yeah. And then he just stopped doing it because he already had a bunch of money.
Sure.
So it didn't, it didn't matter. Guys like him can go do football conventions for the rest of their lives, trading card conventions, all kinds of shit and make money.
And he had a restaurant too.
Yeah, he was set up, and he went post Deborah. Mm-hmm. He goes on this crazy bender. I remember Colt Cabana interviewing him at one point on his the Art of Wrestling podcast back in the day, and Mongo was out of his fucking mind. He was having a great fucking time, but he was on a run of just being a wild man post wrestling. Blurry Line says McMichael absolutely murders this man. Yes. Joe Gomez is the guy who supposedly can work. Mongo pins him with a tombstone. That's it.
Yeti Malone, baby, for the win. You don't get a nickname like Mongo by being a genius. But, the man had a restaurant, so he clearly had some, knowledge. His restaurant was like really close to where I used to live in Romeoville, and I never went for years and years. And I was just like, oh, I should go to Mongo's restaurant sometime, and then it closed. Anyway, anybody want to talk about this anymore? Me neither.
That was bad.
Yeah, moving onward. I think your notes were longer than the match. All right, now we are backstage. Mean Gene interviewing Ric Flair, Woman, and the lovely Elizabeth. Woman, I think, maybe wanted to fuck Mean Gene, and Gene says
that was the insinuation.
In addition to wrestling, we're going to have a pole vaulting competition later on, and then we go to the match.
You left out some parts.
What did I leave out? What did I leave out?
Woman is like trying to seduce Gene during the interview. Ric Flair is so high on cocaine or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
He is facing.
He is a weird. It is a weird promo from him. Go on.
He's just out of his mind, and he's facing Conan, who's Mexican, actually Cuban. And Flair keeps singing La Cucaracha over and over again.
So I'm glad I wasn't paying as close of attention. Go on.
And in the midst of this entire thing, and by the way, Woman is gorgeous. I was so jealous of Gene during this. But Elizabeth looks totally lost. She has no idea what to be doing while other people are talking. She doesn't look at the camera. She just like... her hair's a little messier, and she's just like, and then they finally ask her a question, and she's like, I don't know. It's going to be a great match, though. And that's it. That's all Liz says the entire time. And then we go to the match.
Because everybody's fucking high.
I have thoughts on this segment. And I'm going to preface this. I originally wrote my notes before I learned who she was, but I stand by what the fuck. Why are they calling her Woman? What the fuck is that sexist BS? Nancy deserves better.
Yeah,
I do believe she chose the name.
Yeah,
I don't care. It was awful. Do better for yourself, Nancy.
Well, that's advice you should have listened to about 30 years ago.
If I can go back in time, I would tell her that to her face.
Yeah.
Turn back.
Was he drunk? I hate him so much. How does everyone like him? Why is he still talking? By the way, now you have to see what else I did. Because I took my notebook and I went like this. I was giving myself a concussion by slapping myself because that's how much Hogan was talking.
You could have a job working for WCW. This is like, here's my fucking wrestling hot take that, whatever, tear the internet apart. Like, I know that Elizabeth is wrestling royalty. Macho Man Randy Savage, WrestleMania 4, anything you want to say, Elizabeth is wrestling royalty. I don't fucking get it. And I'm not saying, like, if her job is to be eye candy, well, okay, she's a pretty woman. I don't disrespect that, and I don't disrespect her. But you're saying that Elizabeth just seems like she's standing there. That's how Elizabeth always seems to me. She never really seems like she knows what she's doing at any time. And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I know that she's got the name and she's a bankable name, but like, I've never seen Elizabeth show so much fucking character and personality that I don't get it. So, okay, I'm not the only one that sees it that way. It's only because of the name value, correct?
Elizabeth worked uniquely well with Macho Man. That was the draw. It doesn't work in any other application.
Do anything.
She doesn't do anything. She was just pretty.
Yeah.
She was pretty, and guys thought she was hot, and Macho Man was mean to her.
Right.
And so that was the whole premise.
It worked.
That was the entire premise.
But it's just like anything beyond that. Yeah. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like, she doesn't even look like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like your grandma watching wrestling.
Blurry Line says this promo is 3 very different reactions to cocaine abuse. Nancy got horny, Rick got loud, and Liz went completely vacant. I think Liz is actively disassociating during this segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so Conan comes to the ring. He's wearing a onesie.
What the fuck was he wearing?
Christopher Daniels jacket.
What the fuck was?
Right?
Like, what the fuck was he wearing?
He gave that jacket to Christopher Daniels years later, right? Or Sergeant Pepper's or something.
Oh God.
And
this is a weird babyface Conan.
You know, like, because it's got the little epaulettes or whatever those are called. Yeah, he looks weird.
He has a AAA patch on his jacket.
Yeah. And he's wearing a onesie.
Flair comes out
and a fringe skirt, which is cool.
And yes, he's got like a fringe unitard or whatever.
It's
like
a onesie. It's okay.
Like it's a onesie. Yeah, okay. And Flair comes out with Woman and Liz, and Flair's just a maniac, but Conan, by comparison, feels like a total jabroni. Like, just like nobody.
Yeah.
Like, he has no personality compared to Ric Flair. And this is the guy who also threatened to slap the two women that Flair's with.
Side note, I just watched 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know. Okay, please don't judge me. I don't know how I missed this. It's a great movie. I really, now especially, hate Flair using that music. It pisses me off to no fucking end. So much so that I ranted about it for 20 minutes to Mr. Books. Because I was like, why? This is ruining those scenes from 2001: A Space Odyssey, because I forever associate it with fucking Ric Flair.
It's just Ric Flair's theme song, you know?
Thus Spake Zarathustra is the name of the song.
Yeah, that's I didn't even bother to try and write it down.
And I've never watched 2001 all the way through either,
well,
so
you
don't
should,
feel too
because
bad.
it was actually
it's
like 6 different movies.
Yeah,
and the ending makes zero fucking sense, but it is really good. I mean, I know
it's
the
a
ending
movie
makes
that
sense,
you can make what you want out of it.
I have been waiting to
there
watch
were times where.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say there was times where I said the scene could about 20 minutes shorter because I was not on a drug trip, so I did not appreciate it probably the way it should have been. But
yeah, that's why I haven't watched it, because I've been waiting to watch it when it comes, like, because it always comes back to the big screen at some point. So I'm like, well, I've probably seen it, but never like just in chunks, you know what I mean? And I always thought, I'm going to go see it on the big screen when it comes back, and I'm going to get fucking high or whatever. And I want you to know that it did come back to the big screen, but it was only on one night, and that was a Monday night, and I couldn't go because I chose to record this show instead.
Wow.
That's how much.
Wow.
Yep.
That's the sacrifice that you make.
I have still not seen 2001 in the theaters or in any way.
It's our fault.
It is your fault, but I will say
not my fault.
I have read the oversized Jack Kirby comic book adaptation of 2001, so I know the whole story, and frankly, I like Kirby's version better. So,
how do you know if you like it better? Because you've never seen the other movie all the way through.
Well, I've seen like some of it, and it seems like it might be boring.
It is.
All right.
So anyway,
all right.
During this match,
anyway, we are completely.
I think it's Woman. I'm not sure if it's someone in the crowd, but I believe it's Woman who is screaming so unbelievably loud. It's not endearing. It's not like I never got bothered by Bill Alfonso with the whistle. This is like fucking great.
You never got bothered by the whistle? Did you get bothered by Jimmy Hart's megaphone?
Yeah, I do, but I like the whistle because it was just like, I think that was like my first taste of like, oh, this is pissing people off. I like it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That something about the tone in that screech is just, it's too much for me. I don't know. I just didn't like it. That's all.
I'm currently watching her as the manager of Sandman in '95, so the year before, and she doesn't do any of that, at all.
I've never heard her do anything like that. In anything.
She's like almost monotone when she talks. Like, she's not a great talker, really.
No.
She's a totally different person in WCW. Like, it's interesting.
This was also weird because I've actually never seen Conan as a face. Like, this is the first time I've seen photos of this version. That's because
he's not a face.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I've seen photos of this version of him, but I've never actually really gone back and watched the matches. So that was kind of interestingly bad, I guess. Yeah, do we even really want to talk about this? Anybody have anything to say? You got more notes?
I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
I
have notes.
I just have notes on just the match. I had notes on the that's how much I hated everything about this.
Bring it on.
As a Woo girl, I really hate that Woo is permanently ruined. When I, especially in college, got drunk, I wooed. So you can't even tell me that was Ric Flair because I wasn't watching wrestling, nor did I know who Ric Flair was. I just realized that this is that Conan. Fuck this guy. it literally took me about 5 minutes into the match to realize that was the same Conan I shit on a daily basis. Right. Conan. Fuck this match. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh shit, that was cool. Referring to when Conan picked Flair up and tossed him like a little bitch. Nancy deserves so much better. This submission move looks stupid. Yes, Nancy, hit him with the shoe. I would call her Nancy, not woman. I don't care if she picked the name. I will respect as a woman her name being Nancy and not woman, because could be derogatory with the wrong person.
It almost assuredly always was derogatory.
Exactly.
I think, I mean, she was a heel, and I think she did it to inflame people. You know, I think that's why she picked it. But Blurry Line makes a good point. Conan being a babyface and a monotone voice, being a jobber to Flair, and threatening to hit women. Yeah. I have some notes. There's a respectful handshake at the beginning. Ric Flair was supposed to be a heel, and nobody told him that. Conan tries to get Flair in a surfboard, but I don't think Rick actually knew what move he was taking. So it ends up being like a bow and arrow stretch. That did not look good.
How about
Conan
the figure four
Flair
later on? Where Flair has to put his foot into position because it's such a bad figure four.
Yes.
All of these submission moves look like shit in this match.
Yeah, that's in my notes. So a woman shakes the ropes, knocking Conan to the mat. It was right in front of Nick Patrick, who just did nothing. Good job, Nick Patrick. Flair
Nancy
distracts
is so beautiful that she could cheat in front of any ref and get away with it.
Got away with it.
I would have let her get away with it. I would have let her get away with it. Liz distracts the ref while Flair throws Conan over the top, which by this time, WCW having the top rope thing still, like you get disqualified if you throw somebody over the top. And so they cheat to do it for heat. It's like every other wrestling promotion. Yeah. It's legal to throw people over the top. I didn't even pick up
on that. I don't know if the announcer said it, but I didn't pick up on it. I didn't
at one point, Liz
doing that.
Distracts him and Flair throws him over the top. Let's see. Liz Go ahead.
It's very nice. It's very nice to do this podcast with you because, like, with some of the commentary you were talking about earlier, all the things that I kind of don't really pay attention to, or just kind of like when I zone out, you are paying attention to all those things, and I like that. You bring them up to me. Thanks.
Blurry Line goes, oh, for sure, Nancy was absolutely gorgeous here with a different kind of bossier look that wasn't so common at this point in time. Nancy's just stunning. Liz distracts the ref while Conan gets a visible pin. Woman gets on the apron, stands there forever with a shoe in her hand. Nick Patrick turns around and sees her with the shoe in her hand, and then he turns back around and starts arguing with Ric Flair again because he wasn't supposed to have turned around yet.
And this takes like 5 of the longest minutes of your life for them to get this accomplished.
Nancy is so beautiful, she can get away with it.
I know, it's true. And then Nancy hits him with the fucking shoe. Flair hits him with the low blow or something, I think, and pins him. And Nancy cheated at every moment of this match directly in front of the ref. I never remember those years we just spent listening to these morons go on and on and on about AEW's reffing and how bad it was, how the refs don't do their job. It's like, this is some of the worst shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it was, and it's every match. It's really, really bad.
Almost to the point where you can see the ref saying, oh shit, I'm supposed to get into position here. Like, I mean, not literally, but it feels like that. It's bad.
Yeah. There was one point where Conan did a senton himself onto Rick, but Liz was not out of the way, and he knocks Liz down too. And it's obviously a legit accident, and thankfully Liz wasn't hurt. The only thing that makes her a heel in this match is that she's not wearing a bra, and you can see her nipples through her top. That's like the like most crazy thing, but like woman like completely steals all the scenery from Liz. Like,
dude.
Nancy, my queen in this match, just cheating at every chance she got. She's the real winner of this match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Queen.
She was fucking one of the best ever managers. Yeah. I loved her.
That's what I didn't want people to think by me criticizing the name woman that I was shitting on Nancy, because she genuinely was my favorite part of this match.
Oh yeah.
The name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Minus the shrieking.
Yeah, that was weird. It was just like, it was just mic'd a little too well. I don't know. It was, I mean, obviously I understand.
Well, I think she was just being extremely loud.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I'm not foolish. I understand that the point is to be irritating, but it was like, it just crossed the line for me, which is good. I mean, hey, you're good.
No, it was, I was giving you a hard time, but I mean, it was freakishly disruptive. One of my favorite parts of this show just happens right here. Mean Gene, again, backstage, said he's trying to eavesdrop on, and he can hear the third man through the door, through this giant concrete door.
But it's muffled.
He can hear the third man, but it's so muffled, it's really hard for him to make out. This man has interviewed Hulk Hogan thousands of times. Okay? Like, you should know what Hulk Hogan is speaking no matter what the scenario is. It's Hulk Hogan. Okay?
Who is this third man?
Yeah. You can very
over and over and over, but
it's just a dude saying brother. You can tell whether it's muffled or not, you could tell that was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Okay. But when that's his excuse, that it's too muffled for him to really understand.
He's speaking with a remarkably familiar cadence, but I can't place it.
He says there was something remarkably familiar about the voice.
It's something
that vocal fry sounds familiar.
That was Randy.
It's not Randy's vocal fry. It's another vocal fry.
Oh my God. I love how much you hate Randy Savage's voice because
just his voice.
So if there's one thing about Randy Savage that like has broken free of wrestling, if there's one thing that is beloved by wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans, it is the voice of Randy Savage.
Yeah.
I think it's because I associate it with the Slim Jim commercial. And I was not a wrestling fan, so it always irritated me.
Oh my God.
I was like, why is he talking like that?
Cracks me up to no end. And I
love Macho Man. I love watching him in the ring. So to hate his voice is just very hard.
Oh man, that's fucking great. Okay, moving on. So after Mean Gene does this interview, next we get to the Taskmaster, Kevin Sullivan, and the Giant against Chris Benoit and Arn Anderson. Arn Anderson is thankfully wearing
future murderer Chris Benoit.
That's correct. Arn is wearing black trunks to the ring, thank goodness. The bad guys attack on the ramp. McMichael hits the Giant with a briefcase. And then I have other notes, but yeah, I don't know.
The Giant chases Mongo and leaves Kevin Sullivan alone.
Yes.
So Arn
to take on two of the four horsemen.
With two of the four horsemen. They just take Kevin Sullivan apart. I'm like, who's the babyface here?
Yeah.
Like, who is the babyface? Like, these are four of the least likable people in the company.
And they're like, so, I mean, Sullivan was supposed to be the bad guy, right? But because the way, I mean, at the end, obviously, we have to consult the internet for this.
Honestly, one of the things mentioned it. A lot of the complaints I read is that you don't know who was heel, who was face, and
at any point in this entire pay-per-view, do I know?
They were trying to do. They were playing with kayfabe at this point,
right?
This was a weird match because all four guys are heels.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kevin Sullivan had just had that match with Brian Pillman, where Pillman said, You win, Booker Man, or like, yeah, whatever. I respect you, Booker Man. And so Kevin Sullivan had been booking himself, because he was the booker for WCW at the time, into these weird kind of shooty angles that they isolate him. Okay, they're just taking turns beating his ass. Mm-hmm. And Sullivan's kind of fighting through it like the baby face. It's weird because Kevin Sullivan has been portrayed as a bloodthirsty heel exclusively the entire time. And then he became Satan for Children when he formed the Dungeon of Doom. And
is
Sullivan,
the Giant in the Dungeon of Doom at this point?
Yes. Okay. Yes. He's the world champion and he's still in the Dungeon of Doom. He eventually makes his way back to the match. Sullivan eventually makes the tag that we all knew he was going to make. And as soon as the Giant enters the ring, this is what I thought was hilarious. Benoit and Sullivan immediately brawl to the announce desk. Way back. So the most dangerous person in the match, the Giant, is just left alone with Arn Anderson, who is like looking like a giant is about to murder your grandfather in the ring. Like, Arn's career is almost over at this point. And it takes like 1 second for the Giant to hit a chokeslam and pin Arn. Like, just kill him. Arn's selling this for like minutes afterwards. But Benoit and Sullivan brawl all the way up to the announce desk. Mm-hmm. Sullivan kind of gets the better of it and Benoit's out of it. Then Sullivan starts walking back toward the ring, and out of nowhere, it's a very cool camera shot, Benoit flies through the camera because he jumped off the announce desk and like knees Sullivan in the fucking face. Like, it looked like he caught him pretty flush.
Yeah.
So I think those two were feuding in real life by this point.
Oh, you think?
Because I think Nancy and Chris Benoit were having an affair in real life.
Yeah.
Stupid Nancy. No, I'm not Nancy.
Sullivan is getting the shit kicked out of him by Benoit in the ring. Nancy comes down to the ring. She is married to Kevin Sullivan at this time. Right. She is cheating on him with Chris Benoit at this time in real life. When they say Kevin Sullivan booked his own divorce, this is what they're talking about.
And she's pleading with him to stop. You're hurting him. You're going to hurt him.
She's pleading with Chris to stop killing Kevin. And it's never been said that she's married to Kevin Sullivan. Nobody would know why she would want him to stop. And this leads to a match like a month later, I think, where Sullivan and Benoit have a Falls Count Anywhere retirement match. Right. And Benoit beats Sullivan and he has to retire. Well, and he's the babyface in the match. It's
enough
weird.
Of that.
Well, I'm going to share my one and only thought on this match, and that's fuck Chris Benoit. Mm-hmm. I hope he rots in hell.
For sure. Yep. No, he has been for quite some time, I'm sure.
There's no need.
Well, that's why I'm
no need for Hall of Fame. Now. Fuck that dude. Nope. So I have a question because I wasn't really watching at this time. Was the Giant? Did he only do the one move because they just wanted to make him look that much more impressive, or did he really suck back then, or something? Because I don't ever remember him sucking, but
he was very good.
That's what I kind of thought.
So Blurry Line brings this up. By the way, the Giant is genuinely such a specimen at this time. I don't like any of the Big Show. Like, fuck the Big Show. The Giant, that motherfucker could do moonsaults. Right. And he's currently said he is down to 385 pounds, which is lighter than he was as the Giant. Mm-hmm. This dude was 400 pounds and could do a beautiful moonsault. Mm-hmm. Like, no joke. Mm-hmm. It was crazy.
He's used the only two things he does in this whole match are like Benoit jumps off the top rope and he catches him and throws him at Arn, and it's awesome. It's like the only cool part of the match, really, because it's like you just see how massive this dude is. But then it got me thinking. I'm like, I guess I haven't really watched a lot of that. Like, was he good? Was he?
I
bad?
think they were just presenting him as super dominant,
which is awesome.
Yeah, but he had just won the title from Flair, like on a Nitro in like April. So like he'd been champ for a couple months.
Yeah, it's like the impression I always get is it's like, hey, we got this guy and he's the Giant and he's huge. Oh my God, look at him. This is our, and all the focus on the company is like on this guy. And then it's like, oh shit, we got Hall and Nash. Fuck, now we got to pivot. You know what I mean? And it's like, because it just, I mean, obviously that's what really happened, because it's like, it just was weird and clunky. Anyway.
Yeti Malone says a scrawny kid from Chicago can't even do a moonsault. That's
what I heard.
It was a tribute. Hey, guys, it was a tribute to Terry Funk.
Yeah.
It was a tribute.
This bleary line, Kevin's lack of knee pads makes him look like a very weird pervert. What is it?
It's so true.
Something about like people take their knee pads off and it's like, like.
Yeah, he never wore knee pads.
Yeah.
It does make him look like a fucking pervert. Like, get off my screen.
Or maybe that's just, like sometimes your gut tells you something about a person.
Yeah, no, but when people take their knee pads off, I'm like, dude, put it back on. Even when like Takeshita takes the one down to do the big knee, I'm creepy. Like, put it back on.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't want to see your knees, you weirdo.
Anything else about this match? You guys want to move on?
No.
Nope. I'm very excited for the next one.
We got another montage.
It's the same montage from the beginning.
I got up and used the bathroom and came back and it was still playing. It had to be the entire duration of Crazy, though it wasn't quite crazy. It just was really fucking long and it was really dull. Anyway, main event, The Outsiders versus Sting, Lex Luger, and the Macho Man Randy Savage. The good guys are protecting the sanctity of WCW against these interlopers, according to ring announcer Michael Buffer. Books and Bodyslams. It's your show, baby.
I wrote, it's time. Look at that man.
Baby?
He's so pretty. Oh, that toothpick. I said, hey, but also look, it's Macho Man Sting. I wrote Sting in all capitals with multiple G's. And Lex Luger. I'm oddly very excited. I actually decided to ask Mr. Books and got him to share his thoughts. He actually thought Sting was going to be the third man. And he said that was a very popular theory. But he was also very excited, even though he hated Hulk Hogan. He still got to hate on Hulk Hogan while also kind of liking him again. It kind of did something. This is also the only match he remembers from this show.
Yeah.
And he thought the nWo was cool at first. Well, until the Wolfpack, and it went on a little too long.
Yeah. So what was happening at the beginning of this match when the faces were coming in? Like, you see security like messing with the crowd. Was something happening? Or was
I'm assuming people were just getting a little too excited.
I think people were getting a little rowdy.
I didn't know if this was like a story that people have told.
I think this was just like a case of they hyped it so well that people were like coming unglued. Like, this
you could feel it.
Changed. And you still don't see this with pay-per-views almost ever, where it revolves around one match so much the entire night. And Eric Bischoff, I don't like Eric Bischoff, but this is his crowning achievement, and he changed United States wrestling forever this night. And so, one, it's hella surreal when the Outsiders come out, because they're not coming out to the they're coming out to that music that played during the fucking the video slides. Yeah. We get a little crazy.
It's like, we get a little silly because you can't legally distinct from crazy.
And when Scott Hall comes out, I just simply wrote, this is the coolest motherfucker alive. Like, he is so fucking cool. Then Sting's music hits. All the guys come out to Sting's song, right? And Mean Gene immediately is baffled because there's three baby faces. Where's the third man, right? And Gene is I've come here to confront you. And Gene is a foot and a half shorter than the shortest guy in this ring, right?
I made a comment about how tall everyone in that ring was.
Yeah.
Because they all looked like fucking giants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them.
Savage is probably the shortest guy, and he's 6'2".
Right.
I mean,
6'4" on his tiptoes, which he always is.
I think Sting is legit 6'4". Yeah. Luger's probably around there, Nash is 6'10". 6'11", something like that. Hall's 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
And it's like, to your point about Mean Gene, the announcers are doing that, and they amp it up for this match where the whole night they're talking about how disgusted they are and how much they can't stand these outsiders. They don't like them. By the end of the fucking night, Tony Schiavone's like, I don't care if I'm supposed to be impartial. You need to hurt these people. Don't beat them, hurt them. Like, they're doing a great job. Like, I like it.
This was like, there was so much storytelling in this one match, just between the commentary and whatnot. It was so good. Like, you felt like Sting and Macho Man and Luger's like animosity. How angry they were at these two for coming in.
Yeah.
Like, I was very impressed.
And like, we Blade, you've brought this up in the past. The King of the Ring, where Steve Austin does the, Austin 316. How long is it before he really starts rolling? It's a few months.
So he had done that promo just before this pay-per-view.
Right. But then
he doesn't main event WrestleMania for a year and a half.
Right. But like, to talk about, and everybody, that's the big night. That's the big night. That's the big promo. But again, to your point earlier, this night fucking changed everything. Like, you can really, like, everything just takes a turn. And
I would say
crazy.
This night actually is
like,
why the Stone Cold becomes possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, he's already given the Austin 316 promo, but how much further were they really going to let him go?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They had to compete with this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
crowd is going ape shit. Scott Hall looks cool as fuck.
Okay. I have two comments on this. One, there was a lot of Scott Hall, so I automatically love this. Yeah. But I figured out probably why I love Scott Hall so much.
Mm-hmm.
His mannerisms and a lot of the way he like does some things in the ring remind me of another certain wrestler who I love and adore with every ounce of my being Kenny Omega. And there's one particular moment where I was watching another match where the way Scott sits up and smirks, I was like, holy shit, that's Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just watching some of the things he did in the ring, and I was like,
and it all connects.
It all connects. It's really just the toothpicks, the weird, like, because even sometimes the way Kenny styles his hair, he doesn't get the little thing, but it's all
the
very
little Superman curl.
All very reminiscent of Scott Hall, and it just all makes sense now.
Best working punch in the history of the business. Scott Hall.
Somebody says it, Bleary line. He's the only man that could make that. Are you talking about when he points his thumbs at himself? Is that the fist pump thing you're talking?
Oh,
he does. He does
the spirit fingers too, and he does it look so cool.
And
it's like
they're things that should be like dorky things, but they're fucking cool as hell when he does them. His arms, each individual arm is probably 6 foot long, yet the man never looks gangly and weird. Scott Hall's a cool motherfucker.
Right.
Well, that's because his muscles are like this big.
Up until the day he died, when he came back as an old man with that fucking silver hair, like cool as hell, dude. I wish I would be that cool when I'm old.
I mean, this man is
he was a gilf.
Like,
he was a gilf. What can we say?
As a woman, this man is just like Kenny Omega. You have your run for your money if Scott Hall was still alive and young.
Yeah.
Even probably silver spots. Well, I mean, like, also he was like cute he was like attractive as a silver fox, but in particular, this like Italian grease monkey looking dude, like, I was like, okay.
I like him in his fake Puerto Rican era. Well, I guess he's cute.
I'm calling it Italian grease monkey. Like, that's
so Gene's very confused. Where's the third man?
Mm-hmm.
And Scott Hall.
Where's the third man?
And Scott Hall, in full Razor Ramon accent, says, Gene, you already know too much. The third man is here and he's ready. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was like it. Then, and that added to the tension even more.
Because Nash is like, yeah, he's here. Don't worry about it. Like, he just fucking blows it off, you know?
Because, Nash goes, we got this. Just the two of us. We don't need him yet. You know, he'll come out if we need him. So Adam Scars, who I'm getting the idea is a toy collector. I am as well because says he regrets not getting the Ultimate Scott Hall figure exclusive with the spooky fingers. I got the Outsider set last year and it rules.
I am asking for all Scott Hall figures for Christmas.
Nice.
To add to my collection of Kenny Omega figures.
Adam also references
like,
fucking
in Spaceballs when he's playing with the toys and he's like they're making out and everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, Rick Moranis. Yeah.
With their toys.
Yeah.
I love it.
Adams brings up 80s Scott Hall with the thick mustache when he had the Magnum PI. Like, really, it's just poor man's Magnum TA. Totally. Really. But yeah.
Or is Magnum PI the poor man's Scott Hall?
Right.
Yeah. Well, at this point, retroactively, yes. Yeti Malone brings up a great point. Steve Austin only won King of the Ring because the Madison Square Garden curtain call when Nash and Hall left.
Right.
Vince punished Triple H by having Stone Cold win King of the Ring instead because Triple H was supposed to win it.
Yeah.
So good point. Well said. And that was like a month and a half before all this.
Right.
So the baby faces come down. They're all face painted. Again, Macho Man looks like a Teletubby with the colors he's wearing. It just makes no sense. He looks like
doesn't have to make sense. He's Macho Man.
He looks like a Tostinos box of like.
God.
He does.
Yeah,
like a '90s Tostinos box. He looks like that. And Blair Line makes a great point. I genuinely adore that basically every gimmick Scott Hall ever had is just because he saw something on TV. He's the one who came up with the Crow Sting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his idea. Sting will tell you that.
And I will also, in Scott Hall's defense, I know that when you start doing an impression, sometimes it's really hard to break out of that impression. Mm-hmm. I did a Dusty Rhodes impression for 3 years straight one time until the point where my throat was like closing up and I couldn't stop and I had to stop.
And your wife wanted to beat your ass.
Right? And like, so I get it. Sometimes you just can't stop doing an impression.
It can become very, very
where he went with
a trap. So
let's just be honest. Scott Hall never needs anyone to defend. Like there's no in defense of Scott Hall.
There's no defense of Scott Hall.
He's perfect.
He is one of my all-time favorites. I will say that.
He's
like
cool dude.
I put him way above Nash. Mm-hmm. Way above Nash.
And don't get me wrong, I respect Kevin Nash as a human being. He seems to have a good head on his shoulder. I wish that he would walk away from a certain company and stand on his morals like another person. But oh God, Scott Hall. I cannot believe how much I've latched onto this man to be like my new favorite. Like,
I mean, really though, like it's not hard to understand why, because he's lanky, but every part of him is a muscle. And
he's like a
snake. I want to know what his body. I want to know what his like BMI was. Like, what was it? Like, what was his body fat percentage?
Very, very low.
Like, he is muscle.
I remember when he showed up so before he was Razor Ramon, he was the Diamond Stud in WCW, and I remember thinking this guy's going to be a big deal because, like, look at him, you know.
And I did not know at that point that he had been around as long as he had been. Mrs. Degree beat Professor in a coal miner's glove match, BB.
Oh, yeah. Ms. Degree beat Mr. Professor in a coal miner's glove match to stop the Dusty voice, baby.
There is a point in this match. Hold on. I have to check my notes. There's a point in this match where I wanted to slap Dusty. Savage gets the fucking comeback. And he's like fighting Hall or Nash. And Dusty Rhodes says, "Who be bad now? Who be bad now?" And he fucking says it like 500 times within the course of like a 30-second period. And it was just beyond fucking irritating. Sorry, Dusty. You're in Nancy Benoit category now. Couldn't fucking stand it.
Side note, I just learned about Cody Hall, and that Cody Hall was a part of Bullet Club when Kenny Omega was the leader.
Yep.
Oh,
and this is just
fate
Kismet
has pushed you
it's Kismet
along this path.
Yes. So the match starts. Lex Luger starts the match. Scott Hall starts the match. The Outsiders don't look even remotely afraid of these guys. They don't look bothered. They do a good job selling for them at various points. But like the match starts and Scott Hall immediately starts beating the shit out of Lex Luger. And Luger's selling for him like crazy. Like he looks like he's about to be knocked out, which coincidentally, as the match continues, when Nash is in the ring, Nash reaches over the ropes and starts choking Lex on the thing that connects the turnbuckle to the post. And then Sting, like a total moron, does a stinger splash to get Nash, but he knocks Lex's neck into the fucking thing that he's choking on and knocks Lex out. Within minutes, like 2 minutes, Lex Luger's injured and out of the match.
I took that as, number one, it evens the odds, so it's not just two guys beating the shit out of three guys. I am presuming that the point of that was to make you question if Luger was the third man. Like
it was.
Okay,
it totally
that's
was.
how I interpreted it.
Because I saw this match live, and that's exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Okay,
was that Luger?
Okay,
because my friends and I had been discussing it, and it's like, who would be the biggest person who could possibly be the third man? And we all went Hogan, but that's never going to happen. Like, it just seemed...
Yeah, was there any inkling? You were watching at the time.
No.
Is there any inkling to you that you would have ever considered
He
it?
hadn't even been on TV. He just hadn't even been around for a while. Like, Hogan had times of the year where he just wasn't around.
He was like that when we were little. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Book said he said Hogan was, like, bottom of his list.
Wow.
It was going to be Sting.
It just felt impossible. Luger had turned heel a million times.
Right.
Like, I could totally see it. The next biggest guy after Hogan would have been Sting. After him would have been Savage. After him would have been, there was a laundry list of people it could have been. But when Luger got taken to the back, I'm like, oh, it's Luger.
It's Luger, yeah.
Like, in the moment, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
However, when Hogan... Yeah. So, Luger's injured. There's a long pause while they have to, like... They made this feel real. And that was... Like, you guys are bastards. You guys are genuinely dicks.
They don't even let the bad guys attack him on the gurney. Like, they make a move for it, and then it never happens. So you're kind of like, oh,
right.
shit,
They're like, no, you need to get away. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Like, get away from him. And so they come and they take him out of there. And now the camera wouldn't show Luger if he was hurt. They wouldn't show him. But they're like, look at him. He really got hurt there. And they carry him off in a gurney. Like, they don't have an actual...
I said, oh, Richard!
Yeah. So they carry him off in a gurney, and then it's just 2-on-2. And I love it because Sting comes in and immediately starts smacking the shit out of Scott Hall for a while. But then he tags out to Randy Savage when he starts to get a little winded or whatever. Savage does this big thing where he spins his finger in the air, and then he goes and jumps off the top rope and immediately gets punched in the gut and gets his ass beat for like 10 minutes. Like, Randy's just getting the living shit kicked out of him by these two gigantic men who are just toying
so
with him.
large.
I love, like, and I mean, I guess this still kind of exists, but that era of, like, if you were tall, that meant you were really, really strong.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Kevin Nash obviously looks like a very powerful person, but, like, he's, like, superhuman. And, like, even guys like Elegante, who was not a physical specimen, but when you're tall in professional wrestling, you got leverage over everybody. You can fuck everybody up.
Oh, there's also another spot of it where Sting looks like a fucking badass when Hall slaps him. And Sting, like, does the closest thing to a shoot that I've ever seen Sting do, where he just starts beating the living shit out of Scott Hall. Like, cool, he's on the mat, he's still hitting him. Sting was so cool.
Sting, this is a cool era.
I was really
like
sad of not being Team Sting. It really upset me, but I was not going to root against Scott Hall.
No.
On a total side note,
I booed Sting, and I was like, "Who am I?"
Dude, those fucking bright green boots that Sting's wearing, whatever that material is, that's so cool, dude.
It was cool as fuck. Shit. Like, the way he blended colors sometimes was like, I never would have thought of that, but it looked cool as hell.
I like this era of Sting where he's not the Surfer Sting, but he's not the Crow. This is what I always thought he would go back to after he beat Hogan, but obviously was never going to happen.
I thought it was great that he stayed. I mean,
he
realized that Crow Sting was way cooler than anything else he had done. So like,
I still think it's dorky.
Oh, I love Crow Sting.
To me, all I can ever think of is, dude, you know that you just took that from the movie, right? Like,
Right.
like you're not fooling any. But nowadays, I would say that Sting is probably more known for that look than the Crow. I don't know. I was a big fan of the Crow. I thought it was really dorky that Sting wore that fucking makeup. I thought it was really, really dorky because they didn't even try to change it at all. Like, at all. No. Like, if you just imagine if, like, I don't know, fucking Osprey shows up on Wednesday and he's totally just dressed like Luke Skywalker and he calls himself Luke Skywalker. Like, you can't do that. That's my
But he didn't call himself the Crow.
He didn't, but he did everything. The Crow didn't call himself the Crow either. You know?
I'm sorry, his correct name is that little bitch Will Ospreay.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. That fucking bitch Will Ospreay dressing up like Luke Skywalker. I don't know. So he just, even still, like, I would say maybe his AEW run is what finally, like, just allowed me to let go of my prejudices against that costume.
I mean, I've seen The Crow and I like it, but
it doesn't really hold up anymore. I've watched The Crow again recently. It's fucking horrible. Oh, it's
not like Brandon Lee's like some legend of the screen.
No,
like
just whatever. Yeah, but I really liked that Stone Temple Pilots song that was like on the soundtrack.
Big Empty.
I thought that was so good. Anyway, I just thought it was.
We are way off topic.
Did it,
all right,
like, but when am I ever going to get the opportunity to talk about how much? I just thought that was the dumbest thing, that they completely 100% stole the look of the Crow. Anyway,
probably when a million more times, because this is the only time we've ever even talked about Crow Sting. We have a million more things to cover.
You never know. Both of you started
yelling. We have to talk about who the third man is.
Both of you at the same time.
Yeti Malone says Brandon Lee died making that movie Blade. Yeah, that's what he's famous for, is dying during making a movie.
Oh, so anyway, Hulk Hogan's the third man.
Personally, I was very shocked by the third man because I had no clue. I've never heard of this event before.
Yes. There was
by the way.
There was one moment where Nash went to drop an elbow on Randy, and Randy was supposed to move, but he didn't get out of the way enough, and Nash just landed on his head.
That looked bad.
And I'm like, dude, Nash was about to start selling, and then he was like, no, I hit him. Shit.
Yeah, that was weird.
Having a dude that big fall on you for real, not good.
It's like, Randy, why did you try getting up in the middle of a move? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They were all just too excited. Yeah. There was way too much excitement in there.
The other thing I would say about this, though, is that it was unheard of for a new signing from WWF to come into WCW or vice versa and immediately destroy everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's what Bischoff got right about this, is he booked Nash and Hall like murderers. Like, we are better than you, and we're going to crush you.
I don't like complimenting Bischoff, but I will say this.
Yeah.
So fucking good. Like hands off, Bischoff. I see why you've ridden this coattail for fucking years, because it really was that good.
Yeah, and then the announcers, they made this entire show, really. Mm-hmm. And it's not like their play-by-play is any good, but like just making this feel like the biggest thing that's ever happened before.
Yeah.
They're constantly talking about what would happen if WCW lost. They pushed that worry and that narrative all night, and it made this match feel so big. And one thing I got to say, Nash is so much more agile and mobile at this point. Like, he takes a drop kick to the knee at one point and he flips. He does a flip over. Like, he also he's not as chiseled at this time either. As I remembered him, he became way like less body fat, like, as time went on. But basically they're just beating that ass. And finally Hulk Hogan walks out.
The crowd is insane, by the way, when Hogan comes out.
Dude.
Like, absolutely fucking insane.
He's here to, put WCW over, brother.
Yeah.
And Bobby Heenan fucks up massively. He goes, but whose side is he on? And everybody's like, Brain, shut the fuck up. And Hogan just sits there and lets the moment happen. And then I at this point as a kid, I knew he was the third man. I'm like, oh God, it's Hogan. And when he bounces off the ropes to do the leg drop, I'm like, oh shit, they're doing this. They're doing
I actually
this.
cheered for Hogan. Like, what fucking world are we living in? Because I had to remind myself that I hate Hogan. And here I am going, holy shit, Hogan looks so fucking cool in this moment. I know the leg drop is one of his 3 moves, but it's still, it was
the leg drop.
It's such a crazy fucking, like, thing just to see, like, what the fuck just happened?
Mm-hmm. And when Hogan drops the leg drop, I watched the crowd. Because I've seen the leg drop a million times, right? But I watched the crowd, how they reacted. And there are so many people, like younger people, in that shot just going like, yes, yes. Like the nWo became cool right then.
Mm-hmm.
It was like...
I could see that.
Because you knew that this guy who you've been fucking forced to watch be a cornball forever is doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
You can boo him and you're supposed to boo him. And... he's doing something cool. So when he's on the screen now, you don't have to like go do something else while he's there. You know,
it made you want to tune into Hogan.
Yes.
And even I felt that. I was like, oh, I don't like this man. But even now I'm like, man, I know what's about to happen. I know what the nWo is about to do and become.
And Mean Gene gets into the ring fearlessly.
Chastising them. Like fucking children.
He's like, what is this fraudulent garbage? This is when he says, Hulk Hogan, I'm here to confront you
I'm disappointed in you.
I'm disappointed. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the fans should think of you if you're going to affiliate with this cheap garbage. And he points right at 7 foot tall Kevin Nash, who could kill him. There's garbage hitting the ring.
The garbage is so fucking
With the exception of Dusty Rhodes, who is not really anything special in any of this, those announcers fucking sold this show. Like, big time.
My God.
This is Tony Schiavone's moment as like...
I literally wrote down, oh my God, this is where it came from. This is the iconic Tony Schiavone line.
Right.
Because I just knew that he said it. I didn't know it was here. And I lost my shit when he said it. I lost my shit.
Hulk Hogan, you can go to hell.
To hell. Straight to hell.
Yeah.
I'm Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
This whole moment, just everything about it felt iconic. And this is coming from someone who did not watch it. And I can't imagine what it was like to watch it live, to be there live, because holy fuck, 30 years later, it's still fucking iconic.
It still holds up. Yeah, like perfectly. It's a beautiful moment in wrestling because it's one of those rare times where everything was done correctly and everybody did their part. I think the promo Hulk cuts, I forgot how good it was. Like, New World Organization or not, like this dude,
a little flub.
He came as close to cutting a shoot promo on Vince McMahon as he was ever going to do. And it was really, really good. Yeah. I mean, it was like, oh, fuck. It's like, so not only does the babyface of all babyfaces turn heel, he then cuts one of the greatest I just turned heel, fuck you guys promos ever.
To your point earlier about when we were talking about, like you never put your hands on an announcer. You didn't put your hands on the authority guys back. Nowadays, that kind of shit work shoot interviews like we've seen 30 years of it. But like you said, at the time, it felt like a shoot, even though it really wasn't. And it's like, holy fucking, oh my God, did this really just happen? Like, yeah, that's killer shit.
And the reason that everybody talks about 30 years ago in wrestling and compares it to today is because there hasn't been one moment that changed everything like this ever again. Ever. The pipe bomb promo, fuck that. Like, there isn't one single act that literally transformed the business in 1 minute.
Right.
Like this. And it's impossible to do, basically. Like, we got to where we're at now very gradually, like the styles changed. The guys on the indies helped motivate other people to do different things. And then eventually you got your AJ Styles and your Kenny Omegas and your Bryan Danielsons and all those guys. They got smaller because MMA showed that being small didn't mean you weren't tough and couldn't kick somebody's ass. And that all happened just over time, but there wasn't like a fucking moment like
an actual paradigm shift
where literally the paradigm shifted.
Yeah.
Like, completely. Go ahead, Books.
I would argue AEW starting is probably a close second.
It's the closest thing. It's the closest thing.
Like, because that literally changed.
Moxley showing up at the end of Double or Nothing 2019 is probably the closest I can think. And when he literally talked about the paradigm shift after the match. But him attacking Kenny Omega was so massive. I was there.
It's like, but that's something that we had been building to. You know, the indies had been rising and AEW.
Yeah.
And that's a massive change in the industry. But it's like, this was like a storyline moment that was also something that, like changed everything. That's a pretty good close example, I would think. But
I think it's the closest you can get, but it's still, John Moxley is 1/10 of the star that Hulk Hogan was. And that's just a sad truth.
Crazy.
But I would prefer Moxley to be way more popular, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
That's it's crazy. And it's still crazy all these years later.
Yeah. Blurry Line makes a great point. The idea of this man who's never been genuine for 1 second in his life finally says some things he's wanted to say for a long time. This was the venom of a guy who'd been asked to sign one too many autographs, a guy who'd had to concede his spot to a much less talented wrestler and warrior. Yes. And a guy who got dragged into all this steroid bullshit and that in his view was bullshit. And, got exposed as a fraud basically just a few years before this,
It was weird to see him shitting so much on the Northern promotion, knowing how everything's going to play out afterwards. Cause it's like two of the biggest people I know that have talked so much smack went running back as soon as
Absolutely. Hogan went where the money was always, he always went where the money was. Yeti Malone. Hulk Hogan was almost the bassist in Metallica, according to Hulk Hogan. Metallica has said that's completely untrue, but So anyway, what would you, just before we go, what would Books grade wise, what would you give this show?
Okay. Listen, I'm going strictly on the fact that knowing how iconic this last half was, I'd give it an 8. This is far by the most enjoyable one I've watched. And a lot has to do with 3 matches just being very good. But God, this ending. I know what it has turned into. I know what it meant. Is it the best pay-per-view I've ever watched? No.
Not even close.
But I was thoroughly entertained, especially by the ending.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be nice this time because I'm not normally nice. Plus, there was a lot of Scott Hall, so I'm biased.
Degree you?
Oh yeah, I dug it, man. It was a good time. It was a nice. A lot of it wasn't that good, but it wasn't so heinously bad that I'm just sitting here for 3 hours just bitching about it. And it was a nice little window into the past of. Here's what it was like right when everything got fucked up. Not in a bad way, but just when everything changed. It was cool. I enjoyed watching it. I mean, I could have skipped 3/4 of it, but it was fine.
Well, this is the first time where the super good events outweighed all the bad.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah, I didn't walk away with a bad taste in my mouth by any means.
Yeah.
No.
And I normally do.
And 2 years from now, is when we watched Halloween Havoc.
Right.
And you saw what WCW became, Books.
Yes.
So this is a huge moment for WCW. It's their crowning achievement, and it's gone in record time. Have you guys, by the way, any of you seen those pictures from SummerSlam of the arena being half fucking empty? It's insane.
But guys, metrics and crowd sizes don't matter.
They don't matter anymore.
No.
They matter about as much as competent booking and storylines.
But they matter when you want to criticize AEW.
When just 2 years ago, they were on top of the fucking world and doing the best business they had ever done. And they have blown it so completely in just a matter of a year and a half, 2 years. Blurry Line says Ray Psychosis in the main event absolutely carried this show to greatness it doesn't otherwise deserve. That's absolutely true.
Absolutely correct.
And I would say
Dean and Disco.
Yeah. It's because of Dean, though. I mean, Dean's so good.
Yeah, it's because of Dean. It's Dean.
Wembley already sold out SummerSlam. Yeah,
that's why they're not. That's why they're not saying. That's why they're not talking. Yeah. Like, because apparently, like, there was no mention of like crowd sizes, noise.
They didn't announce the attendance
on the pay-per-view because
wow,
I think they're embarrassed that Wembley has already outsold them.
Wow,
yeah, it's bad.
Well, sometimes you reap what you sow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, fuck fascism, and
yes.
If you guys haven't yet, make sure you follow Pro Wrestling Forever on Blue Sky, on Threads, or on Instagram. And then make sure you go look up Jobber Underground, which is the new parent of the new home of Pro Wrestling Forever, and Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark out.
Hey, man, pro wrestling for everybody, pro wrestling forever. Books and Bodyslams, thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me a Scott Hall episode. I won't complain for the next one because you gave me Scott Hall.
Well, maybe we're going to give you Scott Hall with a mustache next time. We can
Scott
find
Hall.
some AWA.
Or Scott Hall and Steve Austin or Shawn Michaels in the ladder match, because that was really good.
We should probably watch that at some point.
I mean, we will.
That's WrestleMania 10, right?
We don't got to rush.
I'm making all these heart things, and look at Blade's like getting all soft and kind. And
no, I'm not.
You are too. You're
annoyed. Smiling.
Maybe you're smiling at books, but whatever.
This isn't a smile. This is like, ew.
It looks like you're trying to quiet your smile, and you can't do it because it needs to come through.
Blair Line makes a great point. This is what Degree spends his time on instead of working on taking notes. That's correct.
I took a lot of fucking notes.
That is correct.
I have one other comment. I was kind of disappointed in the lack of homoerotica in the commentary.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah, they really got away from that. It's amazing what happens when superstar Billy Graham isn't allowed on the show.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling for everyone, for all time, forever. We'll see you later.